Hi, my name is James Shepard, and this is a Merchant Sales Insight. Today, I want to talk to you about stealing a merchant from Toast. Now, notice I didn't say competing with Toast. I did a panel discussion a while back on this, talked about competing with Toast, that concept of you have a proposal, Toast has a proposal, they both go to the merchant, and you're trying to compete to get that business. In this video, what I want to talk to you about is how to steal a merchant from Toast, okay? Now, the sponsor of this one is Lavu. I've been working with them closely. I work with their CEO, Salim Khatri. Great guy to work with, fantastic company, great business model, and I've worked with them to create a really great reseller program to be able to compete with Toast and even steal Toast accounts, which is what we're gonna talk about today. So, how do we steal a merchant from Toast? Step one is awareness. We got to go to that merchant. We see that they have Toast. We need to make them aware of their current situation and how they are locked into a Toast account. Okay, so help them understand that, hey, look, you got that Toast point of sale system. There's a lot of great technology there. However, there's a couple of issues. Number one is cost. How much is this thing really costing you? When you add up payment processing fees, you add up software fees, you add up hardware fees. Now, I can tell you from experience and talking to a lot of other agents that are selling Lavu, as a general rule, you can be 30 to 50% lower on your cost of software and your cost of hardware. But that's not really the kicker. The kicker is going to be dual pricing and actually wiping out all of those costs, right? But the first step is make them aware. The next step is to convince them to allow you to submit a proposal. Now you say, wait a minute, James, why are you doing that? What if they have a liquidated damages agreement, all these other things that lock them in? Well, hold on a minute. Before you're going to be able to have that conversation, you need to start by submitting a proposal. Again, we're driving this awareness home. Submit a proposal, showing them the dual pricing, and explaining to them that with this new program with dual pricing, you are able to eliminate the payment processing fees. Depending on the size of the account, your proposal, as you work with your Lavu representative, your proposal might actually include eliminating the hardware and software fees as well. So as an example, you may have monthly hardware and software fees combined of $300, let's say, hypothetically, and you're gonna make a residual of $1,000 a month on a particular deal. Could be a lot more than that. The average residual on a dual pricing Lavu deal right now, I just talked to Salim about this the other day, the average residual right now is a little bit over $1,500 a month. That's the average residual, okay? So $1,500 a month in residual income. Take that together with, okay, we want to provide free hardware, free software of $300. Who cares, right? That's fine. Now you're down from $1,500 to $1,200, but you're able to go in there and say, look, we're not going to charge you anything. Because if you do this program, just like the fuel stations, we're going to have the card and the cash price. We're going to collect that tiny bit of extra revenue between the two and use that to offset all of the costs of card acceptance as well as the hardware and software. So it can be a very compelling offer when you show them that bid and actually show them their annual savings. And they see, oh my goodness, I would save $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 a year if I switched over to this person. That is going to grab their attention. Finally, step three is to simply buy out the contract, okay? Now, let me explain this for a second because this is so foreign to a lot of agents and ISOs in our industry, in our space. But yeah, they might have a liquidated damages agreement for $3,000, $5,000, $8,000. At the end of the day, all that is it's an investment, and you got to make sure you're going to get a good return on the investment. One of the things I love about Lavu, our sponsor, is that they will work with the agent to buy out a liquidated damages agreement with Toast. Now, you have to see if it makes sense. It doesn't always make sense to buy out the entire thing. Well, what you can do is you can work with that merchant to say, hey, wait a second, I'm going to save you $30,000 a year, and you got a $5,000 cost to switch, right? I'm going to cover all the costs of hardware. I'm going to cover all the costs of software. I'm going to make sure you don't have to pay any processing fees. Why don't you think about that $5,000 and what if we split it? You're right. Lavu pitches in $2,500. You pitch in $2,500. Again, I'm not saying that Lavu will always do that, right? It depends on the profitability of the account, but you got to work with them and get a deal done. Okay? These deals are not that hard to actually do because the larger issue here is money. And when you actually break it down and show them, the money that needs to be invested versus the return, especially when they're doing dual pricing, you can definitely make an impact. Now, a couple of things, I actually made a post in our Facebook group, CC Sales Pro community, about this. Several other great points people brought up were about service and support, right? What has their service and support been like with Toast? One of the comments I thought was so interesting was talking about network issues. They went in and the restaurant's been having all kinds of network issues. Now, that's not really a problem with Toast. It's about the network, but Toast should have taken care of fixing that, and they didn't, right? And that happens a lot. They don't have people maybe on site all the time. So you can go in and say, well, I can solve all these problems for you and save you a bunch of money, or maybe they've had a service issue, whatever it might be. The fact that Toast has this really powerful technology suite is kind of meaningless if nobody shows the merchant how to use the technology, right? So you come in with a higher level of service and support and allow them to figure out how they can do much, much better with a system like a Lavu system that has all the same functionality, but with that service and support along with the cost savings. So you can absolutely steal Toast accounts, but you're going to have to kind of play their game a little bit if you want to steal it, which means investing capital, investing money. And fortunately, if you partner with a company like Lavu, they will work with you in that endeavor. Head over to ccsalespro.com/Lavu, Lavu. I did like a 3.5, 4-hour video training course at a local restaurant on how to sell Lavu point of sale with dual pricing. I'd encourage you to check it out again at ccsalespro.com/Lavu, Lavu. Totally free to jump in there and try out that training. I hope that you have a fantastic day. This has been the Merchant Sales Insight.